Hello, hello. Hello. Testing, testing. Again, it's one of those sleepless in Seattle nights. So I thought, I'm just going to sit here and just talk rubbish like I do. And I'll probably fall asleep while I'm talking because although I'm sleepless, I am a bit tired. Hello, whoever's watching. Welcome to a nonsensical live. Do not expect any sense out of me. Yeah, there's no particular reason. Even the DP is just for a bit of fun. लेकिन अगर किसी को भी उड़ता तीर लेना है तो be my guest. There's two watching. Acha, chalo. Two. You can say hello if you want to. Like I said, I've got no specific topic, bus. यूं ही आ गई ਮੈਨੂੰ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਦੌਰੇ ਕਦੇ-ਕਦੇ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਜ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਵੱਡਾ ਹੀ ਦੌਰਾ ਪਿਆ ਸ਼ਾਇਦ ਇਹ ਤੋਂ ਵੀ ਵੱਡਾ ਪੈ ਜਾਊ ਹਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਤਾਂ ਵੱਜ ਗਏ ਆ ਕੀ ਵੱਜਿਆ can't see haven't got my ink on me ਢਿੱਲਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਦੀਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ um it's 10 past midnight so hopefully everyone in India they're probably asleep जो अच्छी बात है सोना भी चाहिए मेरे जैसा है उल्लू बन के थोड़ी ना लाइफ निकालनी है तो बाकी people across the pond yeah they might be awake but I'm just going to talk randomly I mean बस बिना मतलब तो it was Guy Fawkes yesterday I was going to say tonight it was actually yesterday बहुत पटाखे बजे यार which is okay बच्चे have fun kids have fun you know and when there's a good fireworks display adults enjoy it as well but the problem is then our fur babies they get really scared you know and so it's not nice for them but, but chalo ho gaya it's calmed down and maybe that's why I'm awake as well because they've not long stopped although you know our environmental laws do say that they shouldn't go beyond 11 p.m. but sometimes people get a license and permission to go on a little bit later which is fine एक बार साल में होता है ना गाय फोक्स तो मैं अपनी थोड़ा सा मेमोरी रिफ्रेश करने के लिए मैं कुछ पढ़ रही थी about Guy Fawkes and how it started and how it was a bit of a battle between the Catholics and the Protestants. But because it's a religious thing, I'm not going to get overly verbose about it. Other than that, this is England. It's cold now. It's grey. It's still raining a little bit, which considering it was Guy Fawkes night, it's pretty good. Anyway, I found this new app. I think it was called Cece and now it's called Dola or something. Oh, it comes out with some cracking AI. So, if I can be bothered, Or if I don't snap out of this mischievous mood, I probably will be knocking out a few stupid shorts, and I'll make no apology for them because people bring it on themselves. And for what? For the sake of a few views. And then what? What's going to happen when, basically, I just see you as entertainment? And what happens when I get bored? When I get, you know, bored and I don't react? Then where are you going to get your views from? Your tool or tools? There's multiple tools now. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to do that thing that annoys people, which is put some stupid music on in the background, leave this live running, and go downstairs and make a cup of tea. I might not even see comments because I might even just leave my phone upstairs. Oh, I've got to go and find where I pick up that stupid music from. So I can see two people watching, and they're obviously not. They're not my friends. There's three people watching, and you can't be my friends because by now you would have said hello. So CCDV, you're welcome. Right, let me find some music that is going to annoy the shit out of people. Where's it gone? Right. I hate this music. That should do feeding the ducks. Like that. Feeding the ducks, do you get it? Duck face, duck pout. Let's see. Monkey. Hello. Hello, Monkey. I'm gonna have to turn the music off now. Just 2 seconds. How are you? Do you come in Richard's live? Because you're not my Manpreet. And I know IDs both वो अदल बदल जाइया हुइयां हैं. So a lot of people I don't recognize from their IDs. So आपके क्या है? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening? No, I don't. Okay. So are you here? Are you in the UK? So now there's 4 people watching. In fact, I will take you downstairs with me to make a cup of tea. Oh, okay. Well, welcome to my House of Madness. I'm in the US. Ah, so it's probably coming up to evening time for you. Do you know what? I used to know of, there was this beautiful lady, Manu. She was in the US, New York. I haven't seen her on YouTube for ages. And when I was normal, like, you know, normal, although normal is a relative concept, no? I used to have really amazing conversations with her on someone's live. I have not seen her for yonks. But क्या पता कभी कोई मिल भी जाता है ऐसे चलते चलते. And I do hope to bump into her because she was one of those, lovely ladies. Huh? No way, Jose. Really? You're that Manu. And you used to take a lunch break and then you would join the live in your lunch break. I remember that. Oh, wow. How are you? Wow. th- I tell you what, one, I'm completely stumped. Wow. Oh, see, and this is the beauty of YouTube as well. Jokes aside and all our silliness aside, is I will say I have, over the last 4 years, I have come across lots of really, if I put it into layman's terms, not just good people, but educated, eloquent, articulate, worldly wise people who were an absolute joy to interact with. And I just, oh wow, I am, well, hello and big hugs to you. You've literally snapped me out of my silliness. So how are you? I hope you're well. And I also, and I know this probably sounds weird, Manu, but I can remember your voice as well because it was very, one, it used to be a voice of reason. And in those days, I mean, yeah, things were a little bit weird, but they weren't as bad as they are now. Um, but I always remember being able to hold a conversation with you that would not only just hold my interest, but you were also the voice of reason. And and the best bit was we could talk about lots of things, and I do recall that we did. And my memory's not the best, you know. Um, Obviously, my brain's been fried. But there are people, Manu, that we do remember, and we remember them for the right reasons. Ah, well, maybe this was why I was supposed to just come on and do a random live. Wow, I am so I'm actually thrilled to see you. I don't know if you can hear it in my voice, but I am genuinely thrilled to see you because पता क्या है लोग you're Punjabi, so I can say it in Punjabi, है ना सानू लोग मिलदे भी आ चंगे भी मिले चलो जेडे नहीं भी चंगे सी ਉਹ भी मिले and I keep hearing you here and there, especially Richard's panel. I think mainly Richard's. Um, I do pop into the news. Oh, I'm so glad. So you're not at all a stranger to me. No, and you're not to me. You're absolutely not. And I saw your name, and IDs have all changed now, Hannah. So I don't recognize a lot of people even on Richard's channel. And I saw Man K come up, and there's a lot of like Mandeeps, Manpreets, and lots of, and I think there's another Man God or something. And the strangest thing, I didn't think of anyone, but you popped into my head. So yes, I am keeping really well now. Thank you for asking. So yeah, Manu, you've made my day. I'm almost took off the pick as well. Oh no, good. I'm glad. I'm glad. Do you know what's really weird? I actually recall the pick on the bridge. Now, for someone, and I'll be open and honest, and I know people might mock me, but Medita, I don't really care. Just bear with me while I go downstairs and these lights come on. Hello, Sonia. Hello, hello, hello. I'm glad as well. How are you, Soumya? How are you? Right, let me put some lights on, more lights on, just in case I trip. Yeah, so my memory's not the best, but यही है ना कि ਜਿਹੜੇ ਚੰਗੇ ਬੰਦੇ ਆ they stick in your head. Hello, reaction queen Garima. Oh, thank you. ਵੈਸੇ ਮੈਂ ਐਸੇ ਲਾਈਵ ਕਰਦੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੂੰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਜਦੋਂ ਕੋਈ ਦੌਰਾ ਦੂਰਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਆ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਹੀ ਏਦਾਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ so um squeaky doors fill up the kettle. So I'm going to fill the kettle up, boil the kettle. Good morning, Goddy. Good morning. How are you? And why are you up so late? I'm going to have to walk to the other end of the house now. You know, in England, those little houses we have. Someone's got a problem with our houses being so little. But you know what? We're very happy. So let me turn the light on so I can see your comments. Gori, aap kyun nahi soye? Because I know Soumya, she's in the US. And again, you know, I've known Soumya for years as well now. The girl calls a spade, and she speaks up when she needs to speak up. And I can't say I honestly know Garima, but it's really nice to see you here. You know, the only reason I said hi today, because I loved your Punjabi roast today. I was commuting to work and was listening to you, to your and Richard's live. It was hilarious. Yeah. Oh, I don't, I know what I want to say, Manu, right? And it's when I fall into this mischievous mode. The only way I can give it back is in Punjabi, or of course, of course in English. Gauri, I just wake up. Ninji, I used to sleep early. अच्छा, पर फिर भी आपका कुछ 4 साढ़े 4 तो होगा ना वहाँ. So, Manu, are you at work now? So, Gauri, आप तो बहुत early उठते हो, so maybe you're going to work, है ना? Parul, hello, Parul. How are you? So it seems like the majority. Oh, of course, yes, it's evening. You told me. Just finished dinner. Acha, that's good. Um, See, Parul's from across the pond as well, and I don't know. This is feeling. What can I say? This is also. This is like these are my old well wishers. That's what I'll say. Well wishers, because the amount of times Barrel, bless her heart, she'd send a message via someone mutual to say, I'm really worried about Ninji and is she okay? Tell her not to take anything to heart. And I remember that. And you tend to hold things like that very dear in your heart. So maybe tonight was a bit of a reminder to say, don't forget the good people from the good old times. But yeah, guys, I think there's a risk that I might get emotional. Jeez. Um, Ninji, today my husband can't stop at you roasting. He heard you second time today. Oh God. Um, See, Amparo, you're probably thinking इसका फिर दोबारा दिमाग खराब हो गया इस औरत का ये क्यों नहीं हटती तो पता क्या होता है पारुल and Manu Gauri अच्छा it's 6 a.m. um sometimes people cross a line, है ना? एंड फिर जवाब देना पड़ता है। मतलब नो one's got a gun to my head कि मैं जवाब दूँ, बट यही है ना, जैसे देखो आप लोग आए हैं, पारुल जी, मन्नू, सौम्या तो है ही पुरानी, गौरी, गौरी चलो पुरानी तो नहीं है ये बच्ची, लेकिन I think she knows me well enough to know sort of where I come from when I do lose it. Um, um, oh God, I'm just happy Guru Purab to you as everyone who celebrates it. Um, I think I'm gonna get emotional. Yeah, because you know, if I think of Parul and Manu, right? Also, I will include Gotti in this. These are these girls are they're the type of personalities that just keep us grounded, you know? Grounded in a way that you bring us especially someone like me, right? You bring me back to my core. Core as in CORE, but also core, KAUR. But that doesn't mean that I still won't shy away from protecting the ones that are dear to me, you know, and that includes, you know, the panel that I sit on now, or like you girls, yes, you're from my past, but I still hold you girls very dear. Um, yeah, I think oh God, I think I'm overwhelmed. I think I need something stronger than tea, but I don't have any of that crap in my house anymore. So I'm gonna have to have tea. See, I see things like this as a sign, right? कि एकदम से चलो Manu, yeah, she showed up, and the first person I thought was, oh, you know, that I wonder if it's, you know, she pops into my head, that Manu from New York. And every time I think of you, Manu, in New York, I also think of one of my dearest friends who's actually in New York. um, I don't know what to say. I'm not usually lost for words. Um, no, it's totally fine. You've devoted your precious time on that channel. You've given so much energy, time. There's just for a cause for support, Preeti. Yeah, definitely. And that will never change. You know that support and that love for Preeti, that will never ever change. Right, Barulji, and honestly, I'm not even endorsing that, but the way you girls, especially you, roasted today, that was very funny. Okay. Oh, see, this is the thing about, conscience. I tell you how I feel, and I'm gonna say it. I am gonna say it candidly and honestly. I feel like a bit of a naughty schoolgirl who's been caught misbehaving because these girls are my, oh God. Uh-huh. Now is the time when yours and everyone else's efforts were fructifying. Truth was, can't the bloody sign gets in the middle. Truth was coming to surface by itself, and this fallout is painful. Yeah, it's painful, but do you know what it is? Sometimes you, well, I say sometimes it was inevitable, and I won't talk about it here because that's not why I've started my live. I'm not going to give them any more energy than they deserve. They don't. It, if I'm honest with myself, they don't even deserve the energy that I've already given them. But yeah, you know, I, I do believe that we can't constantly turn the other cheek. And if I just think about my journey, I did turn the other cheek, the first time round, and then people see that as a weakness, or they judge you for it, or they'll criticize you for it. Um, I wasn't bothered then. My head and my heart were in a very different place. And then, of course, there's times when we do speak up. I spoke up, and so you get judged for that, and you get criticized for that. So there's no winning, but I will say absolutely. And it has been a full moon. I'm a massive selenophile. Mm, maybe, right? Um, maybe I manifested this coming back to balance. I don't know. I just, yeah. And you know what's really weird? It is not just on YouTube. Even in life, I was going to say in real life, like outside of YouTube, I have had in the last fortnight 3 blasts from the past. And that's not like blasts from the past and people go, "Oh, she must be talking about her exes." Well, no. I mean, that'd be really messed up if someone come down from heaven or hell, wherever he is, I don't know. Um, so that'd be weird, but I'm talking like real life. You know, people that you lose touch with, they can be friends or colleagues. And I'm not someone who gets very what's the word? Precious about, oh, you've not been in contact, you don't stay in contact. But when they suddenly turn up, it is amazing. And now Manul's turned up. Barul. I mean, I can't remember the last time I spoke to Barul. I think it was about Gulab Jamun. Yeah, I think it was about Gulab Jamun. But she put me right. They were talking about plums and not Gulab Jamun. But I'm I'm talking and I'm talking a lot, but I'm actually lost for words. Oh, and I've just made myself a shitty cup of tea. You know, the type where you boil the water and you put in your, shall I endorse the brand? Where you put in your PG tips. Yeah. Um, oh God. Yeah, definitely, Manu. Everything does happen for a reason, and it is always for the best. However, what we lack as mere mortals is patience, or I think ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਸਬਰ ਸਹੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ, ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਸਬਰ ਮੁੱਕ ਜਾਂਦਾ, ਹਨਾ? So, do you know what? My neighbours are going to think I've gone mad because oh, let me just take my 2 steps into the front room because my lights are going off in one room, going on in another room. And let me just take my 3 steps back into the back room. Oh no, look, I'm still walking. Shit, must be more than 3. I think you came for a different reason on the live today. No, no, I actually came, Manu, and you'll know what I mean when I say this. I came on for shits and giggles because I honestly could not sleep, and it's pointless sort of trying to force yourself to sleep when it's not going to happen. And I had this air of being slightly restless, but no, if you're thinking that from the DP, again, it's just for shits and giggles because I'm in that sort of mood. But no, honestly, it's not why I came. Promise, promise. Cross my heart and, you know, I can't say the next bit. You know what I mean. You definitely didn't distract me. In fact, I think what you've done, um, you've actually given me maybe the jolt that I needed. We were on Hello Manpreet. ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕੁੜੀਏ? Breakfast ਬਣ ਗਿਆ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ? Right, we were on Sunday's live, remember, and I was with my sister in hospital. Yes, you were. And my didi was laughing hilariously while she was ineffective. Oh God, yeah. And I hope she's better, Farrell. I I didn't come across you again to ask you. Uh, you know what? I just finished hearing Richard's live earlier, and you came at the end as well, which was again nice. ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਭੂਤ ਚੜਿਆ ਸੀ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਭੂਤ ਹੀ ਚੜਿਆ ਆ ਸੱਚੀ ਚੜਿਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਤਾਂ ਨਾ ਚਿੰਬੜ ਹੀ ਗਿਆ ਭੂਤ Oh, I'm glad she's better, Farrell. ਕੀ ਬਣਾਇਆ ਮਨਪ੍ਰੀਤ? Yeah, so I was saying maybe there is something about um this cycle of the moon, right? Because it's been really weird. One, you know, and look, I'm gonna go there. It's not necessarily an elephant in the room, but there have been like lots of silly arguments, like really silly arguments, between friends. Missy Rotita Day and Lassie. Oh my god. Mm, very nice. Oi. ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਏਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੀ ਕਿ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੂੰਹ 'ਚ ਪਾਣੀ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਮੇਰੇ ਮੂਹਰੇ ਹੁਣ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਕੱਪਿਆ ਹਾਂ what was I saying what was I saying I was saying yeah so yeah there's been some a little bit petty fights misunderstandings all that and and it became not just one or two people then another two then another two then another two so I think there's something in the air and I'll say there's nothing majorly wrong with falling out, right? Because although, yeah, we do that thing where we agree to disagree, but sometimes, yeah, you can fall out. You fall out with your friends, you fall out with you fall out with your family, and then we get over it. And I don't know if I don't know if I should touch on this because I never get involved in anyone else's um, little tiffs. But I will say this. There has been one of the little fallout. Um, and again, the opposition tried to take advantage of it. And without me taking these two people's names, because they'll know who they are, okay? One's across the pond as well. All right, take it from someone who's been there, done that, learnt her lessons, got burnt a couple of times. I'll say to you what I said to your friend who you've had a falling out with. Just sort it out, right? You've got to rise above your ego and just sort it out. Because what happens is, in the world of YouTube and sometimes in real life as well, when two people fall out, whether it's major or whether it's minor, if it's minor, it resolves itself, okay? If it's major, but there's still there's always a good chance of reconciliation, albeit after, some time has passed and both parties have calmed down or whatever. Um, if a third person comes and gets stuck in and takes advantage of it, because those two, call them friends, because they're feeling so sensitive, sometimes they can get sucked in if someone just keeps stirring it between them. So, um, get it sorted. You don't it's never worth it. It's never worth dragging it out. So that's my 2 pennies worth. So I know that, you know, it happens, but it's best to just let it go. Um, so yeah. Do you know, normally I would just sit here and I would just talk randomly. Um, so, but it's really lovely, you know. I've got my lovely, lovely, and our Manpreet. She is so sweet, and her voice. If you listen to her voice when she speaks, she has got such a mitas about her, and her Punjabi is so sweet. If you listen to my Punjabi, I'm like a proper Bendu. I am. You can't. You can't get refined Punjabi out of me. You can get refined English out of me, but then, you know, I'm born here. Um, but Manpreet is so sweet. You know, Barul, when she speaks, again, that voice of reason. She's always the voice of reason. And Manu, I've actually got fond memories. And I know I keep saying it, and it's going to sound a little bit repetitive, but there's not that many people that I do remember. But the good ones stick in your head for a reason. And, you know, my intention, and I've had this conversation with, you know, Richard as well, is my intention isn't to stay on YouTube and keep messing about. Yeah, once pretty sorted, you know, there won't be that sort of reaction because it's really not needed. Um, but for me, I suppose because I was immobile and for other multitude of reasons, I don't know if YouTube was an escape or something. uh, I enjoyed. There are so many different sort of, I was going to say reasons, and that's really simplifying it. You know, if we were to compare the good with the bad and the ugly with the pretty, I'd like to think that when I do eventually bid goodbye, I will just take all the pretty stuff and all the good stuff with me, um, and leave the crap behind. You know, I don't really want to be dealing with idiots without teeth, and yeah, so I don't really want to go there. But yeah, I um. I enjoy making those shorts, which again, it's so naughty, but it's nice. Um, and I'm not going to deny myself that. Um, I was going to say pleasure. It doesn't sound right, does it? Uh, oh, well, hopefully. So it's 7 o'clock in the evening. I don't know. Maybe I will throw in like a couple of lives in the evenings where I can talk to all my lovely old friends and just, I was going to say broaden our horizons, but it's not. It's not broadening our horizons. Our horizons are already very broad, but to be able to bring those conversations to the table. Maybe I'll start a new channel just so that I there can be some form of normality where we can discuss life. And, you know, there are so many facets of life. So, and also, I'm always amazed to listen to the Punjabi you speak, given you were born and brought up in the UK. You use such typical words. Ah, so Manu, that's hello, Rajo. There's another one from across the pond. Hello, hello. Yes, definitely different topics. Yeah, those typical words. So I'll tell you that I'm third generation, right, here. And so back in the 60s and the 70s, while our parents, who were second generation, so they all went off to work. So all the kids from the 60s and 70s, we were brought up by our grandparents. And obviously, our grandparents, God rest their souls, they only spoke in their mother tongue. So when you spend the best part of your formative years um, listening to that language, then that's the language we speak. Um, but yeah, I am pretty grounded in my roots. But I think it's been a really good balance of like typical Bindle and then, but also, you know, I was going to say not integrating because that's a very organic process. There's a great balance of East meets West in my family and in my friend circle. And my family is extremely diverse as well in terms of, whoever has joined our family now, they come from a diverse set of backgrounds. So, and that's helped broaden our horizons even further. Um, but yeah, I do love Punjabi. I really do. I wish I could speak it as perfectly and as sweetly as Manpreet speaks it. And if you listen to Richa's Punjabi, her Punjabi is perfect. Um, but again, it's something I can aspire to. But, will I ever be able to speak like them? No, because I'm too old in the tooth and I'm rough around the edges, and I'm all right like that. Um, but yeah, Garcia Joe, I've lived in London for 2 years. Yes, I remember you saying you'd lived in London. I remember all of that. Obviously, I'm not going to repeat it here. Um, but yeah, I remember that. Yeah, so we're actually into, so one, two, three, four, five. We've got 5 generations here because I'm actually a great aunt too. So by that, I mean where my uh, cousins have had kids, my older cousins, their kids have now got kids. So yeah, wow. I I'm really pleased. I just sort of came on impromptu. I think it's selective memory, Manu. I kid you not. My brain has been fried. And I'm a firm believer that there are only memories that sit in your, in your mind and your soul, right, at cellular level for a reason. Because there's no way that, any of us can be on YouTube for 4 or 5 years and remember everyone. Especially me. I forget names. That's how embarrassing it gets. Happy Guru Purab Ji. Rajo, ready for Gurdwara Sahib. Okay. Um, yes, Barrel. You said Birmingham. Where in Birmingham were you? Actually, now that I've moved out of the sticks, I'm actually a bit closer to Birmingham. Can't say I'm a fan, apart from the Christmas market, like the German Christmas market, but yeah, not a massive fan of Birmingham. Um, I mean, I can say it now. Obviously, I didn't say anything on YouTube, um, pre the event or during the event or even after the event. But yeah, we had a big we had a very important big event happen in our family, in my family, in my immediate family, and I spent the best part of, I don't know, 2 to 3 months just going from Southall to Birmingham to Leicester, and I don't ever wanna see Birmingham again. It I'm just so done with it. Southall, yeah, I might be able to do that once more. Leicester's not too bad, but yeah, I'll absolutely worn out from it. But the lovely thing about these places is when someone like me who does not frequent those places too often, when we do initially go, what you do get to witness, whether it's on Soho Road in Southall, no, in Birmingham, or the Stratford Road, or the Broadway in Southall, is that sense of community. And it's not something we have here in the sticks. I was saying to I was saying to my friend the other day, I haven't seen a single brown face where I'm living at the moment, and I've been here now 6 weeks since I moved from the sticks, maybe a bit longer actually. Uh, yeah, might be 7 weeks. Yeah, I haven't seen a single brown face. Until, obviously, I go. I go and see my family, which is always nice, but, so but, um, yeah, there has to be a reason why I randomly came live, and all you lovely people have turned up. नहीं तो सच्ची मैं ना बकवास कर के इधरलियां उधरलियां मार के मैं फ़ोन बंद करके ਜਾਂ फ़ोन ऑन रहन देना ਸੀ मैं म्यूज़िक चला के मैं सौ जाना ਸੀ. So I hope you all, my lovelies across the pond and my Munbreath down under. Well, Mano, I was. Was in the Outer Sticks in Warwickshire. Yeah, right out the sticks, but I was just too far. I wasn't too far. Uh, I think just in terms of, you know, sometimes there are certain situations where you need to be a bit closer to your family. So, yeah, I took the decision to. Most people do things the other way round. They move out of the city and they go into the sticks. I've come out of the sticks and right into the tiger's eye, and I'm loving it. You know, I've started playing golf. I've got I say this is still, although it's very sort of in the centre, it is still on the outskirts. But if I needed to walk into what you guys would call downtown, it wouldn't take me more than 10 to 15 minutes. But see, on the other side, it absolutely hits all the sticks in the countryside. And guess what? I've got a golf course. Less than 7 minutes walk, and guess what I've been doing? Well, yes, our countryside is stunning, And when people come here, Manu, you'll know this, and पारुल आपको भी पता होगा कि जब लोग यहाँ आते हैं ना, क्या करना होता? Oh, I want to go to London. I want to see the eye. I want to see the Queen's Buckingham Palace, not the Queen's. और तो बेचारी चली गई. Um, oh, Karkanna. It's Karkanna now, isn't it? Charlie. Ah, what a mess his brother's created. What a mess. And I don't know how many of you guys are, he actually he plays up north towards Scotland. That's one of his favourites. But then there is a place that as we drive into Cardiff, there is a place, that he plays at, and for the life of me, I can't think of it. But I'm just a starter. And it's only because, you know, the boys play, and yeah, we just got talking, and I was saying I do venture out a lot now. I go for long walks. I say I go for long walks. I haven't been for a long walk this week. And then kept walking past this golf course. Just kept walking past it. And as my family were down, was discussing it. Oh, Hagar, yeah, have you seen their ears? Oh, they're all weird. Yeah, Charlie. I don't think I should talk about the monarchy because I sort of got a shadow ban because I was going after Starmageddon. So I've got to be really careful. Although I'm not careful. Trump's a prick. There, I've said it. So, Trump just wants to rule the world. That's all he wants. He's nobody's friend. He can't be. He's also on the Epstein list. See, this is where I edge towards just having my bloody channel. They'll just whip it away. But I don't care. Freedom of speech. I've already got myself into trouble this week by saying that a certain, I was going to say political activist, but a certain activist here who is actually very vile, and his ideology is, it's horrendous. But he wasn't getting a fair trial. So me being the gobshite that I am, I said he deserves a fair trial, as any human being deserves a fair trial, except for Nettie. We don't want that bastard to have a fair trial. And yeah, then there was an uproar. You're aligning with someone who's right wing. No, not really. Maybe I saw and observed things where I took the time to sort of understand where his anger was stemming from. But anyway, that's a different story. And one of these days, these bastards are going to blow my channel up because I do say it as it is. But then again, Manu, these are the sort of conversations I'm craving. I really do. I crave them with Apnel Log because, they're geopolitics, right? And the immediate impact on us, whether you sit in the US or whether I'm sat here or whether our families are sat in India, Canada. You just look at what Trump tried to do to Canada, him and his bloody 51st state. These are the conversations I crave. But like I said, yeah, maybe. I'm not going to put it on my to-do list because then it just becomes a thing. doesn't it? If you have a to-do list and you're someone who has got, I am, you know, slightly on the spectrum, then it's something that would bug me. But yeah, it's definitely something I would think about is maybe, you know, a couple of times a month, just have a session like this in the evenings when I'm sort of restless. Well, it, I mean, I know it's happened in the US as well, but there's a lot of censorship going on here at the moment, Manu. And unfortunately, during the riots last year, after the Southport incident, a lot of people came out onto the streets to, you know, have their say. Absolutely a democracy, and we should have the freedom to say whatever we want to. But unfortunately, guess what happened? They got imprisoned. They went and found legacy Facebook posts and what was Twitter and found what they'd said. And yeah, they imprisoned them. And then one pensioner who basically had come out and said, you know, I just want what's best for my country. And I want a safe country for my children and my grandchildren. I mean, he said nothing wrong. And they imprisoned him, and guess what? He died in prison. But this country's a mess. Yes, I do follow. I do follow. I'll tell you what else I've been following. I've been following the whole Vance saga as well. I mean, he's a horrible. He's a cretin, isn't he, Vance? But like I said, these conversations I do crave. So yeah, your new mayor. But again, it's one of those things, isn't it? Where we've got to yeah, the irony. Hello, Mandeep Kaur. Hello. You've written that as in hello. Okay. Hello, Mandeep Kaur. So I've got a Manu, a Manpreet, and a Mandeep here now. Now, Manu, do you see why I I get confused? But I will remember your DP now. So, and they've also started to display the DPs very differently, haven't they? I've noticed. Yeah. But yeah, Mr. Vance and Usha. ਜੀ ਹਾਲ ਚਾਲ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁਣਾਓ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਹਾਲ ਚਾਲ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਐਕਚੁਅਲੀ I say ਹਾਲ ਚਾਲ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਹਨਾ ਹਾਲ ਠੀਕ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਪਰ ਮੇਰੀ ਚਾਲ ਥੋੜੀ ਜਿਹੀ ਟੇਢੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਹੁਣ ਚਾਲ ਸਿੱਧੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਪੈਣੀ ਆ I've got squeaky chairs. I've got to sort them out as well. So much stuff got damaged when I moved, and yet my movers and shakers were really good. But chalo, it's okay. It happens. I know how to tighten a few screws. I always complain to my mum, couldn't you find a unique name for me? No, your name is unique to you. There was I'm trying to think who it was and when I heard it, but again, I think it was someone from around the time that, you know, the 60s and the 70s. And a little girl was born, and the mother wanted to call her Sangeeta, and she wrote it on a piece of paper for her husband to go and get it registered at the registrar's, and he lost the piece of paper because he couldn't speak English, or he couldn't read and write it. There was something like that. And by the time he got to the registrar's, he'd forgotten and he'd lost that bit of paper. So he basically went and gave her the first name that he thought of, and so she ended up being named Gurmeet. Right, yes, and that's my cue to go as well. So have a lovely evening, my lovely, lovely ladies from across the pond. ਰਿਚਾ ਜੀ ਨੇ ਮਜ਼ੇ ਲਵਾ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਸੀ ਕੱਲ ਹਾਂ ਉਹ ਤਾਂ ਰੋਜ਼ ਹੀ ਮਜ਼ੇ ਲਵਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਬਿਲਕੁਲ so ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਸਾਰਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ good night ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ and girls I'm absolutely chuffed to bits honestly hand on my heart I am absolutely chuffed to bits so good night and thank you for keeping me company for it's probably over an hour now but yeah thank you and bye. Good night. Bye bye. Bye bye. Bye to all of you.